ticket now. Ticket to heaven. I think no ticket to the sea. Not heaven. Where are we now? Where are we going to? It's the way in, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Boarding point.
Yeah.
Para makita natin. Family, you come first. Wow.
Wow, that's the Westminster, isn't it? Beautiful. Over the
Bridge.
the
Westminster
Thames River.
Bridge.
That's the view
Yeah.
of Westminster. As well as that, look, the London Eye, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good. It's beautiful. And this is the most exciting thing here, the boat. Is it a boat or a barge? I think it's the same, isn't it? So long as it floats in the water, that will do. Going north, mommy.
Yep.
At the very front there.
Where?
Mommy, here.
Here.
Talikod pala.
Huh?
Tayo, sa gilid, sa gilid. Doon.
Yeah.
Because you have the camera. Sit there. You have the camera.
De base, je t'ai recommandé la
Ah.
derrière, mais en fait, il y a un nouveau dedans derrière.
Oh, it's nice in here. Nice and fresh. I love it. Hello, you guys. Hey, you. It's all right. Don't worry. That's beautiful, Mom. Thank you. Is it live? No? Recording, right? Why not live? Hello, you. How is it going? How are you? You good?
Hindi pa yan live.
I'm glad to hear that. It's live. Put it on live. It's better, isn't it? Do you know what? The YP says.
Looking at all the disappointed looks on your faces, not knowing anything you've passed today.
No disappointment.
So, this is why I like to come
No
out
regrets.
and offer you the opportunity
Happy to be on board.
And also, ladies and gents, to all parents on board, that does mean please make sure you've got all your kids with you, not just the ones you like. Unfortunately, you do have to take the naughty ones as well. It is quite alarming how many people leave behind. And I know this personally. I was left here as a kid and no one's ever come back from me. That's why I'm still there. I'm very dazed and confused most days. Now, as I said to you again a little bit earlier on, ladies and gents, and I think you anyone injuring yourself, keep yourself safe. Keeping your seats always safety moored alongside. And it is at that time that is the perfect time just to have a look round. Just check, make sure you've got your bags, your phones, your wallets, all your souvenirs, anything you brought on the boat. Just make sure you take it with you, because you will. I ask this because there are times you come into these piers, and when we get alongside Westminster Pier, this is where we will need all passengers on board today to exit. Because trust me, you do not want to put Big Richard in your Google searches. You might not like what sometimes literally pops up. And the building behind the Elizabeth Tower, ladies and gents, that is our Houses of Parliament. The second one that stood in this location, and the most famous tower inside the Parliament building is the one that flies the Union flag. It is called the Victoria Tower. And our Parliament members have actually told us that flag is the biggest one you'll see in London. Apparently it's the size of a full-scale Olympic tennis court. And why would we not believe our Parliament members? None of them would ever lie to us, would they? Never. Now, as I said to you a little bit earlier, ladies and gents, this is the boat's front. Glad some of you got that one. Now, if there is anyone on board that didn't get it, and you don't know why that would be, that was his middle name. His first name, that was Richard, but it was inappropriate to call that behind that clock face. The only time you can hear Big Ben is when it chimes on the hour every hour. Now, there is a little fact about the bell I do like to share with everyone, and that fact is it's named after the man that designed and created it. So to your right hand side, just raise your hands, let me know if you think you can see Big Ben. I've probably got the most intelligent crowd I've had on here today, because no one can see Big Ben. What you can see is the Elizabeth Tower, named after our longest reigning monarch, Queen Elizabeth. The people inside that's just overheard you getting told no. You're also standing next to someone who don't love you, so probably worse thing to do. But if you do get told yes, what they also allow you to do,
will you marry me?
Is get married right at the front.
Yeah?
It isn't a constant move. The only time they stop it right and it's actually in service is when you're getting married. They're thinking of changing its name from the London Eye to the Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
And it's very popular for marriage proposals. The second most popular place in Europe for them. Now, where do you think number one is, ladies and gents? Come on, shout me up.
Paris. Tower.
If you want
It's
to marry
this boat,
someone,
actually.
if you want to marry someone, you better
I'm joking,
use that.
you are correct. But any of you romantics on board, if you are thinking that, it would be nice to propose to your loved one on there. If you are going to do it, make sure you know they're going to say yes. A full rotation of that wheel takes 30 minutes. If you get to the top, propose only to get told no. And it is due to that reason why us Londoners are patiently waiting for the Justin Bieber concerts to happen inside that building as well. Now, coming up just to your left is the most popular tourist attraction that resides in London. The big hill you can see, that is called the London Eye. It was constructed in the year 2000 and originally only meant to be on this spot for 4 years. But on its opening day, it managed to country. There was a ground force of women in London that were helping with all the constructions. It was actually a 95% workforce of women that constructed Waterloo Bridge. Now, you can tell women had their part to play in its construction because it's the longest bridge that spans the River Thames. Apparently it just goes on and on and on. However, ladies, some of you are going to be quite pleased to hear it's the only bridge in London that's ever been built on time and under budget. So well done all you ladies on board. Yeah, go on, give yourself a round of applause, why not? Over to your right. That is the oldest monument you're going to see here today, the stone obelisk. It is called Cleopatra's Needle. It's over 3,500 years old. During its construction, during the ancient Egyptian times, Pharaohs were actually still alive in ancient Egypt, so it just goes to show you how old it was. It was donated to us by a federal Egyptian government after Admiral Lord Nelson won the battle of the River Nile against Napoleon and the French forces. The building you can see to your left is royal vessels. They were placed on the wall during the Victorian era to be used as an early warning flood indication system. If the River Thames ever got too high, London was in serious warning of being flooded. If they ever submerged the heads, there was police officers roaming here who would call up all of London's undergrounds, have them evacuated, because if the river water ever got into those undergrounds, white people with their hair, we would have quite a few fatalities. Now these officers also had rhymes. They used to say, when the lions are drinking, London will be sinking. When the water's at the lion's mains, London's going down the drains. And when the lion's heads are completely ducked, London will be absolutely flooded, ladies and gents. This is how the last one ends. I know what quite a lot of you were thinking there. Terrible minds. Now, the first thing you can see to your right, the black and white one with the glass roof, that is the St. Catherine. It began life as a royal barge, used many years ago by the royal family to travel the Thames. Today, though, it's actually a floating restaurant. We have acquired a new royal barge, which is called the Gloriana. But that one is only used by King Charles, Queen Camilla, and Prince William. We have been told, if Harry does ever come back here to London, he gets the St. Catherine. Because just like Harry, it's a spare. The building you can see to your right, that is Somerset House. Built many years ago for the Duke of Somerset. He never got to live in it though. He was convicted of treason before all the final bricks went in, so he had his head removed in the Tower of London. At a later date, it's where we stored all of London's birth, marriage and death certificates. The nickname was Le Hatcham, Le Matcham and then Dispatcham. Have a look at the backside on it and you're soon going to realise why.
Kim Kardashian.
Why is that?
Maybe because of Coca-Cola.
Now the orange building you can see coming up over to your left hand side, that many years ago was a freezer warehouse. It's where we stored all the meats that were brought into London. It's also where they developed the famous OXO gravy cube. As you can see at the tower, the windows actually spell the name OXO. It's known as the OXO Tower. But that tower got its architect in trouble. The Thames being a royal pathway, it is totally and utterly illegal to advertise on it. That's why you don't see any billboards. Now because that is actually advertising for the Snot Cube, they took the architect to court. Asked why he thought it was a good idea to design it in this way. He simply replied, it was a complete and utter coincidence. However, when you do pass that tower at night, you will notice those windows light up bright red, so they knew something. Bottom, they cost £2 million. At the very top, the apartments cost £46 million.
Whoa.
That's why my apartment's the one in the middle. Now there is also this lovely gentleman behind me is a single man. That's why I keep the door open for you. Come have a little look inside, give it a little guess, see if you want to go with it if you like. I will put the barrier down. I wouldn't do it myself, well that is entirely up to you. Now over to your left as we exit the road, the tall glass building you can see, that is all your husband or wife. Have a kiss as you're passing through, and this will bring you 8 years good luck. Now the single ladies are going to realise why they made it free to enter. Now up to the right is the iconic dome and cross of St Paul's Cathedral. It is actually the second largest unsupported dome structure in the entire world after St Peter's in the Vatican. If you'd like to visit St Paul's, which I highly recommend you do, it's steeped in history. Now, they do normally charge £30 to go inside, but I can save you a bit of money. Go there on a Sunday, what you'll find, it's a working place, so they do not ask for anything for you to go inside. What you will find though, when you try exiting, there is a man standing in the exit door, blocking it, holding a bucket, and he's always asking for a donation because they let you in there for free. Something called the silent donation is what he mainly asks for, and that's your 5, 10, 20 or even £50 notes. He says if you throw coins in his bucket, it disturbs everyone, all the echoes going around, absolutely getting on the priest's nerves while they're performing the masses. Now the next set of bridges, these are the Blackfriars Railroad bridges. And some of you, if you're fans of the Mission Impossible film, you may recognise the rail bridge. It is in Rogue Nation, used during the London sequence. Now the tunnels of these bridges, they are known as the Tunnels of Love. The saying goes, it is made completely of wood and it has a thatched roof. It was designed in this way because that building is the exact replica of William Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. During the summer months it is open, you can tell it's open. The red flag that flies in front of it, whenever you see that, it means they go there to the box office, pick up a ticket for one of the plays. Now the tickets, they do cost you normally around £5, which we think is an amazing price, because you can barely buy a pint of beer anywhere for that. So having a live show performed for you for the small price of £5 is probably one of the best prices you're going to see while you're here in London. Now the long down building you can see to your left, with the chimney in front, many years ago it was a power station, but today it's actually a modern art museum called the Tate Modern. If you'd like to go inside, they do not charge a penny. You can just walk in there absolutely free of charge. Give me your answers. What do you think's inside the containers? Good idea. But tea, maybe many years ago it would have been, but it's actually all of London's rubbish. That's how we transfer it, because each one of those containers you see inside the barge, it stops the lorry from going over the roads. So it's actually more environmentally friendly. Now we drop all that rubbish at a place called Essex. Unfortunately, some of you may know that rubbish later on, ladies and gents. Go there about 8:30. You'll find me and the captain in there conducting our research, so you'll be in very good company. Now you may have noticed just over to your right, we've gone past the bar, right, looking in on all the people inside, but they forgot about the boats that operate on the Thames. And there are days I look inside there, and this boat will be getting turned around because I've enjoyed the view so much. But yesterday I looked inside there, and I come away wishing I never looked at all. Now to your left, the brown building with the red windows, that is the Anchor Pub. It's one of the oldest pubs you'll see in London today. In a way, we persuaded an American businessman to buy it instead. He paid over £2 million for it, had it shipped to Lake Havasu City in the Arizona desert, where it still resides to this day. He was quite disappointed though. He thought he was buying Tower Bridge, so imagine the look on his face when he got London Bridge out of the box. Now just coming up over to your right, before we go through the Cannon Street Rail Bridge, you're going to notice there's a box of windows. It's not the first London Bridge that has stood in London. It is the fifth. The first London Bridge was built over 2,000 years ago by the Romans. The second, it was pulled down by Vikings when they invaded. And the third one, it collapsed and fell down.
Oh.
How many of you know the nursery rhyme, London Bridge is falling down? 4 people, I thought it was a lot more popular than that. But that is where we got it from. Now the fourth one, it was actually sinking into the foundation, and it actually started that fire in a bakery in Pudding Lane in 1666. Now this bridge is one that you...
Sana nagdito rin sa Manila, no? Yung bang, parang kanal siya na, no? Cruise, no?
So ladies and gents, welcome on board the Millennium Dawn. Now I know quite a few of you have stayed on returning back to Westminster and heard this boring safety announcements, but for all the new passengers I do welcome you. And I just have to inform you that this vessel is fully licensed with the Maritime Coast Guard Agency and the Port of London Authority. We do have full radio communications with all emergency services, and we also carry a wide range of life-saving equipment on board, all clearly marked with the green and cream international coloured symbols.
Okay.
In the unlikely events of any situations happening on this vessel today, we do ask that you just take your seats, you remain calm, and you listen to all the instructions given to you by a fully trained in uniform of our crew. Now, we do also have on board this vessel a fully licensed bar and toilets, which are both downstairs. But because this is the vessel's final journey for this evening, they will be closing in around 5 minutes. So if you need to get a drink or use the toilets, please do so as soon as possible. Now, we do have the open top deck, as you can see. And we do also allow smoking on board this boat. You've just got to come to the top and stand at the back to smoke. There is also the company provided audio guide. Now, because this audio guide is an app, it takes quite a long time to download. So, because we are on our final trip, and I know quite a few of you have seen some of the sites today, what I'm going to perform for you instead, just to stop you from having to go downstairs, download an app, which you'll have to wait a long time for it to start playing, so you don't miss anything, I'm going to come out here and I'm going to perform a live guide for you. Would you like that? Lovely, lovely. So, just a little word of warning though, I'm not a trained, paid professional tour guide. I'm a member of crew on board here to make sure you're safe. Now, not being trained, if you do notice I make any mistakes, please feel free to keep your comments to yourselves. Now, one of the first things I'm going to point out for you today is just coming up over to your right. In this gap we're going past, you're going to see a tall, thin monument that has a golden top. It looks a bit like a candle. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
My husband is tired
And cold.
and cold.
It's getting cold now. You know why? Because the dusk is taking over. The dawn is done. So it's dusk. Isn't it? It means the night falls, right?
Yep.
It's here. It means dinner time. Mwah. Love you. That's the main thing. Dinner time.
Dinner time.
Tataba na naman kami nito. Kainis. Asawa ko, makulit. Super kulit. Kiss daddy, come on. Kiss. Love you. I just follow you, mom. Yeah. It's included. Yep. And behind you. Yeah. That's good. Go the other side, mom. So you can get the Tower of London. Because you're done with the Tower Bridge, right? Okay, that's good. Okay? Beautiful. Okay. Now you come over. Yep. Mom. Let's go now. Probably. Yeah. 0.6, right? 0.6. Okay, you keep moving. Pwede pala tayong bumaba dyan kahit. Tapos pwede pala ulit tayong sumakay.
Worship pala to.
It's a warship. It's a destroyer. Destroyer is a warship. It destroys the enemy.
Wala nga. Daming gusto sa mukha. Ang nililigawan niya eh! No, not yet. We can stay.
Right? Hello, you. It's good to see you again. You know, you better follow her, not me. Because you keep following her, you will see a lot of interesting thing. See, it's worth it. That's what I can say. You won't regret it, right? Right. What's she like?
I've already got a home. They all come off this boat, unfortunately. They all speak different languages, and they make my dinner time an absolute nightmare. So I don't have a clue what everybody's trying to say to me. So please, just keep your kids with you. I can't have it tomorrow. You've done that. Also, we do ask just have a look round. Just make sure you've got your bags, your phones, your wallets, all your souvenirs, anything you brought on the boat. Please make sure you take it with you before you exit.
Okay.
Yes, parents.
Got it.
Does mean to make sure you've got all your kids with you, not just the ones you like. It is known as the halfway point.
Day of the
Now,
marathon.
I myself, I've
Behind
actually
me
begged
is
the
the
operators to open
Tower
it
Bridge.
because I told them it would be
You know
so
why
much
it's called
more
Tower
fun to
Bridge?
watch when everyone's
This
trying to
one's
jump
the
across
Tower
the
of
gap
London.
over.
That
Especially
one.
when the wheelchairs are going
castle
past. I know
there.
I have a dark sense of humour, ladies
This is
and
the right
gents,
side.
but it would be quite
So
funny.
that one will.
Now you can see we've turned the boat fully. We're just waiting for this vessel
Tower
over to
Bridge.
the right hand side of us.
That's
So
what
have a
it
look to
is.
get past. Any one of you on board here today, you can get the bridge opened yourself. All you need to do is give the operators 24 hours notice. They can open the bridge for you. There is only one day of the year, if you ask them to open it, they will refuse. Now I can wait for you, ladies and gents. What day of the year do you think that is? So just shout your answers to me.